Hi, I'm Giselle Lovelace. I am here with Colton Love, the vocalist of Ooze. So tell us about the band.
Ooze is a thrash metal band from the swamps in Kentucky, kind of based around 80s and 90s horror elements like Goosebumps and stuff like that. I'm very inspired by like Evil Dead, Goosebumps, early thrash, and death metal. We're a 5-piece band consisting of myself, Christian, Gage, Will, and Jacob.
Does your name have significance? If so, what?
No big significance. Obviously, the logo takes inspiration from Goosebumps, and not a random vape company that we didn't know existed in the time of crafting the logo.
So, do you guys have like an origin story, or
Of the band itself or the name?
just the band itself?
The origin story of the band, I had set on the concept of making Ooze for a while. I had it wrote down in my notes for a little bit for band names, and then I was sketching out a skeleton one day, which would eventually become Mike Marsh, the mascot. And I just drew the logo, and about a month later, I made the account and found members, and that's about it.
So, describe your sound without using musical terms.
That's really hard. Loud, scratchy. A sludgy musical term? I guess in this context. How about gross?
Just gross.
Gross.
Just gross.
Fucking disgusting. You would hate the fucking music.
What are you listening to right now that fans wouldn't expect?
I listen to a lot of Soviet era classic music. Like, I can't pronounce any of the names, but it's fucking amazing music.
So, following into that, if you were stranded on an island and you could only grab one album, what would it be?
Metalized by Sword. By far my favorite heavy metal album of all time. I'm not sure whether I put it in heavy metal or power metal category, but it's a no skip for me. Stoned Again, Children of Heaven, and Evil Spell are three of my favorite songs of all time. The album is perfect.
So what can we expect from this first release?
Just kind of more of what these modern thrash bands are bringing back from the 80s, that kind of original, fast and crunchy feel those first few Exodus and Metallica albums had. Were very Exodus inspired. I think you're going to be able to hear that on the first EP. It is clown themed. We will be looking fucking ridiculous, planned anyway, so stay tuned for that.
Has your relationship with music changed over time?
Yes. Growing up, I obviously grew up in Kentucky. I listened to a lot of country and classic rock, and I think when the pandemic started, I started to go more into heavier metal, and then and eventually death and thrash, and I was in a death metal band for a little bit, and then I got heavily into grunge late 2023, and then I got real into black metal for a while, and I kind of stayed at black metal interest for a while, and I re-delved back into thrash. So just kind of the heavier genres have always been my thing for the past few years, just black, death, thrash, that sort of thing. Especially stuff coming out of Europe in the early 80s to late 90s. Those cats were cooking in every single country.
What does success look like for you now?
Being able to say that I'm friends with some of the people that I would call my heroes and idols, I think is pretty dope. Just shameless plug, the Heathen Hammer, Tyler Heath. Regiment is amazing. Jackson Davenport from Void, Blake Adams from Void, Jake Dial from Snow White, Joey Savage from Stilvecca. All these amazing people. I can keep going. Alan from Wanted, Sterling from Wanted, Artem from Vain Wild. The list is so long. I'm rich in love, and just so I'm thankful for everything I got so far. And we're not even making money yet. I'm rich in the love I've gotten from all these people, and I really appreciate that.
I feel like this is a dumbass question now, but if your band were a movie, what genre would it be?
Horror. Or like fucking comedy horror, like Killer Clowns
Yeah.
from Outer Space.
Yeah.
That's a big inspiration for us.
Yeah. What's the worst advice you've ever gotten?
Is there like a specific context of this? Is it music wise or just in general?
On both.
Music wise, it was to like not take vocal lessons. That's awful advice. Everybody do that. You need it. Even if you think you're good and you're not, do it anyway. You can always improve. Unless you're Tyler Heath and then you're just fucking God apparently. You can sing every genre in a perfect falsetto. But I think the worst advice overall I ever got was, gosh, I don't know. There's been a lot of bad ones. Pretty bad advice. You should apply to Walmart. That was really bad advice. If someone tells you to do that, fucking don't.
Do you have any dream collaborations?
Yes. Besides the obvious ones that are more than likely going to happen, like Ominous Moon, Wanted, Vain Wild, Void, Regiment, Snow White, all of those. But, you know, you have Blake from Interceptor working with Venom, and you have Jackson working with Lynch Mob. I would love to work with Morbid. Morbid is like, that band is very important to me.
Keeps you motivated when things aren't going well?
You. Next question.
Okay. Where do you see yourself in a few years?
Hopefully successful enough to supply my wife and maybe kids with the work I've done. If this goes nowhere, then probably living on a farm somewhere in Louisiana.
So just where do you pull inspiration from?
Pet Olin, who was the vocalist for the Swedish death metal band Morbid, or if you're a few of my friends, you think they're black metal. I just think he was a very brilliant mind and experimented. He was also the vocalist for Mayhem, but we don't talk about that. His vocals were incredible, and I draw heavy inspiration for him when it comes to my vocal talent, which, I mean, my talent stops and starts at vocals. I've said it before. I don't really have talent. I just kind of scream and make it sound fancy sometimes. And a lot of that comes from studying his lyrics and his form and how he would do things on stage, minus a few of the things he would do on stage. Like, when it comes to, like, literally anything, music-wise or art-wise, it's him for inspiration, especially, like, drawing. Draw heavy inspiration from him. He was a great artist, great lyrically, just a fantastic musical mind when it comes to all of that. Thank you for having me on your show. This is going in.